Are you still adding your leads into your CRM application manually? Then this video is just for you. So hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video we're going to learn how to add IndiaMart leads inquiries to Salesforce for contract manufacturing service. So I am an owner of a contract manufacturing business, and using IndiaMart I receive a lot of leads and inquiries related to my business, and I use Salesforce as a CRM application in my business. Here what I want is that as soon as one of the potential buyers, a new lead is going to be generated using IndiaMart, I want to add that lead into my Salesforce account as well. Now adding these leads manually is very time consuming. So what I've done is I've simply automated this entire process with the help of Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing automation and integration software. And here in this automation, I'm going to build the connection between IndiaMart and Salesforce with the help of it. So if you also want to learn about this amazing automation process step by step, for that let me take you to my screen. In this video we're going to learn how to add IndiaMart leads inquiries to Salesforce for contract manufacturing services. As an owner of a contract manufacturing business, I rely on IndiaMart to generate leads and inquiries from my potential clients looking for manufacturing solutions. And I use Salesforce to manage my customers and leads relationships, track deals, and streamline my sales process. To make my workflow efficient, I've automated the entire process of adding IndiaMart leads directly as leads in my Salesforce account. This ensures that every inquiry is instantly captured, assigned, and follow-up without any manual efforts. And I'm going to create this amazing automation between IndiaMart and Salesforce with the help of Pabbly Connect. So on the screen you can see the website of Pabbly Connect, that is pabbly.com/connect. After browsing this website, we need to sign into our Pabbly Connect account. But if you're a new user, you can sign up for free and get 100 free tasks every month. So as I'm an existing user, I'm going to sign into my Pabbly Connect account. After signing it, you can see the all Pabbly apps stood in front of you, in which you can see all the products that Pabbly provides, from which we're going to select Pabbly Connect by clicking on this Access Now button right here. Then Pabbly Connect's dashboard is going to appear in front of you. In order to start an automation process in Pabbly Connect, we need to create a workflow. For that, click on this top right corner button right here that says Create Workflow. A dialog box is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for the workflow name and for us to select a folder. So for the name of my workflow, I'm going to give it as Add IndiaMart Leads Inquiries to Salesforce for Contract Manufacturing Services. So this is the name that I want to give to my workflow, okay? After that, it is asking for us to select a folder. So on the left side of my screen, you can see I've created multiple folders in my Pabbly Connect account, from which I'm going to select a specific folder in which I want to save this workflow in. For that, click on this drop down. These are the folders from which I'm going to select IndiaMart Automations as the folder I want to save this workflow in. After giving the name to the workflow and selecting the folder, I'm going to click on this Create button in order to create a workflow. A workflow is created in the name of Add IndiaMart Leads Inquiries to Salesforce for Contract Manufacturing Services, and you can see over here there are two windows in front of you. One says Trigger, other says Action. So what is Trigger and Action? Trigger and Action are the two most important steps of our automation process, because our process depends on these two principles. Over here, Trigger says when this happens and Action says do this. That means what is action? Action is a response towards our trigger. In an automation process, there can be only one trigger step but multiple action steps. We are going to set up our trigger step first. And for the trigger application over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it as IndiaMart. As with the help of IndiaMart for my contract manufacturing services business, I receive a lot of leads and inquiries from my potential buyers. I want that as soon as a new lead is going to be generated with the help of IndiaMart by the lead, automatically the trigger over here should capture the response of that, okay? And that is why for my trigger application, I've selected it as IndiaMart. And for the trigger event, I'm going to select it as new leads. After selecting the trigger application and the event, you can see that Pabbly Connect has provided us with a webhook URL. Now using this unique webhook URL, we're going to build the connection between IndiaMart and Pabbly Connect by following the steps given here below in the help desk. So firstly, I'm going to copy this URL from here. After copying the URL, log into your IndiaMart account that you want to connect to Pabbly Connect. So this is my IndiaMart account, with the help of which I am promoting my contract manufacturing services business. I want to connect this account to Pabbly Pabbly Connect. For that, from the left side of the panel, go to the Lead Manager option right here. After coming to Lead Manager page, from the top left corner, click on this menu button. From the drop down, go to Import Export Leads, and from the given options, click on this Push API option right here. As I'm going to do that, we are going to land towards the Push API integration page, and over here it is asking for us to select the source. For that, click on the drop down. As the given source is not provided in the drop down, click on this Other button right over here. As we click on this Other button over here, a dialog box is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for the platform name and the URL. So for the platform name, I'm going to give the source name that I have, that is in the name of Pabbly Connect. And for the URL, I'm going to paste the webhook URL that Pabbly Connect has provided us. After entering the platform name and the URL, I'm going to click on the Save Details button. It is asking for why are we activating this API. For that, I'm going to click on a random reason from the drop down, and then I'm going to click on this button right here. As I've done that, you can see the webhook URL successfully added to my IndiaMart account. As now the URL is added, I'm going to go back to my workflow and scroll down. You can see over here it is saying waiting for webhook response. So now to check whether IndiaMart is successfully connected to Pabbly Connect or not, what we are going to do is we are going to generate a test lead in our IndiaMart account. And after generating the test lead, I'm going to check whether Pabbly Connect captures the response of the test lead being generated or not. For generating the test lead in our IndiaMart account, I'm going to log into the user account of my IndiaMart. So this is my IndiaMart's user account, and using this account, I'm going to generate the test lead. Now to generate the test lead, I have created dummy products. For that, I'm going to search for the dummy product that I've created over here. So this is the dummy product that I've created. I'm going to open it, and using this dummy product, I'm going to generate the test lead. For that, I'm going to click on this Contact Supplier button. It is asking for why are we selecting this. So I'm going to select a random reason from here. Click on this Next. I'm going to click on Next again. Now it is asking for the message. This is the inquiry that we have. So with the inquiry over here, I'm going to write it as need a contract manufacturer for biodegradable packaging solutions. Can you customize accordingly for our specifications? So this is a message that I have. I'm going to click on this Next button. It is asking for the GST. So for the GST over here, I'm going to enter the dummy GST number, and then I'm going to click on this Submit button. It says your details are sent. As now the test lead is successfully generated using IndiaMart, I'm going to go back to my workflow. So this is my workflow over here, and if I'm going to scroll down, and as you can see over here, the response of the lead being generated has been captured in our trigger. The status comes as success. We have received the unique query ID. This is the subject of our test lead that we have generated. Lead states comes over here as Madhya Pradesh. Name comes over here as Angel. For the phone number over here, this is the mobile number for our lead. Email is testuser@pabblytudes.com with the country as IN, that is India. Company as test company, city as Bhopal, address as Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh. Over here, this is the date and time of the lead being generated. This was the dummy product with the help of which we have generated the test lead. And for the message comes over here, needs a contract manufacturer for biodegradable packaging solutions. Can you customize according to our specifications with all the other details that we have selected while submitting the test lead, okay? As the response of the lead being generated has been captured in our trigger, this means that we successfully created a connection between IndiaMart and Pabbly Connect, and our trigger setup is done. As now our trigger setup is done, we need to set up our action step. My objective is that as soon as a new lead is going to be generated using IndiaMart by the potential customers or clients, automatically I want to create that same lead in my Salesforce account. Now for that, we are going to set up our action step, in which for the action application over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it as Salesforce, and for the action event, I'm going to select it as Create Lead, okay? After that, I'm going to click on this Connect button. A window is going to appear in front of you, on which click on Add New Connection, or else you can select the existing connection that you have. After that, click on Connect with Salesforce. A window is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for the permission. So I'm going to click on this Allow button. As this is a safe process, my data is perfectly safe with Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to click on this Allow button right here. As I've done that, you can see I've successfully authorized Salesforce to Pabbly Connect. After authorizing, as we are creating the lead in our Salesforce account, it is asking for all the leads details over here. So for the data of these fields, what we are going to do is we are going to map the data. What is mapping? Mapping means inserting data from the previous step. So we're going to insert the data from the previous step of this workflow. And how it works is that as soon as I'm going to click on it, this was the previous step. And as I'm going to click on it, you can see this is the same response of our lead that was captured in our previous step. And I want to add this lead in my Salesforce account. So for the data of this field, the first name, I'm going to select the data of the name of my lead from my previous response. As I've selected the data from my previous response, the data is mapped. And as now I've mapped the data has now become dynamic. That means now whenever a new response is going to be captured in our previous step, automatically the new data is going to be updated in place of this map data. It is asking for the last name, but in my previous response, I have received my lead's first name. There is no last name, and last name is a required field. So I'm going to map the data of the first name again as the last name over here, okay? It is asking for the title. So for the title over here, I'm going to write it as New India Mart lead, okay? This is the title over here. For the company name over here, I'm going to map the data of the company name that I've received right here. It is asking for the phone number, so I'm going to map the data of the phone number that I've received right over here. It is asking for the email address next. So for the email address over here, I'm going to map the data of the email address. For the website URL, I do not have the field, so I'm going to skip the part. It is asking for the description. For the description, I'm going to map the data of the message that was generated by my lead as an inquiry over here. For the lead source, as the lead source is not given in the drop down, what I'm going to do is I'm going to toggle this map button on, remove the lead source existing data from here, and over here I'm going to write it as India Mart lead, okay? So this is the lead source over here. For the status, I'm going to select it as open, rating as hot. Street is the address, so I'm going to map the data of the address that I've received. For the city over here, I've received the data of the city. I'm going to map the data of the city. And for the country over here, I'm going to map the data of the country. After filling in all the required details, I'm going to click on the Save and Send Test Request button over here. As I've clicked on Save and Send Test Request, we have received a response, which is a positive response. So now I'm going to open my Salesforce account. So this is my Salesforce account leads page. You can see right over here. I'm going to refresh this page from here. As I've refreshed the page, you can see a new lead has been added in my Salesforce account. Let us tally the response of the lead. The name of the lead comes as Angel. Over here, this is the company, that is Test Company. Over here, this is the title, that is New India Mart lead. The status over here comes as open. The source is India Mart lead. This is the phone number of our lead. Email address as testuser@pablitudes.com, and the rating is hot. If I'm going to scroll down, this is the address of our lead, you can see right over here, and this is the description, that was the message generated, the inquiry generated by our lead. As now over here, a new lead has been added in my Salesforce account. This means that we successfully created an automation between India Mart and Salesforce with the help of Pabbly Connect. So now to sum up till now what we have done, I am an owner of a contract manufacturing business, and using India Mart I promote my business, and Salesforce I use it as a CRM in my business. I want that as soon as a new lead is going to be generated by the potential customers or clients, what I've done is over here for the trigger I've selected as India Mart new leads, as whenever by the potential buyers a new lead is going to be generated using India Mart, over here the trigger is going to capture the response of the lead's details and the inquiry. Now over here for the action I've selected as Salesforce create lead. Now this lead that was generated using India Mart is going to be automatically added as a lead in my Salesforce account using this action step. And with Pabbly Connect, I've built the connection between these two applications in this manner. So this was it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Not just with these applications, you can create automation between multiple other applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. If you have any questions, you can contact us on support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can check the queries on forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, then you can check out this link. If you like this video, please do subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment on if you have any questions or doubts, and please share this video.